Hello, let us look at a few problems from this exam. Number 9 first. A manufacturing company has developed a cost model, so given over here. Now, but the thing is, revenue is x times s, so right over here. So if I were to multiply x to this function, we will end up getting 30x minus 0.01x squared. Now, what they want to do is the profit, which is r of x, which we just calculated, minus cost, which is right over here. Then let me just write them down by the exponent, orders of the exponents here. So I just wrote down the r of x, and notice that I put x squared first, and then cost, since I started with x cubed, that I wrote it down first, and then list the rest of them down. Don't forget, we are subtracting these two functions. Now, so when you subtract it, then our leading term must be negative 0.15. So we are looking at choice 2, 3, or 4. But when you look at the x squared term, we have negative 0.1x squared minus plus 0.1x squared. So then what we end up getting is, this is the first term, we get negative 0.02x squared. So choice 2 becomes the answer. All right, let's look at the next question. Number 10. So here we have spinner, and then what ended up happening was that this person, for miles, he spun 10 times, but didn't get any one of them. So he lost all 10 times. And he wants to see if this one is fair or not. So according to the simulation, what we're looking for is x bar minus 2 standard deviation. In our case, here's negative 0.061 based upon this set of information. And then x bar plus 2 standard deviation was 0.375. Now, when you look at this context, we realize that having 0 when, which is 0 in itself, in fact, belongs right over there. So now, what does that mean? In this case, which explanation is appropriate? Choice 3. Spinner was likely not unfair, meaning it was fair because, as you can see, 0 when was belonged to the expected values here. Now, and then when you look at this set of values, since the number 6 failed to occur in about 20% of the simulation, so when you look at it, you see when you look at this one, it actually comes out 20 times about, proportion of not having 6. So that's also possible as well. But better explanation would be, as you can see over here. Now, number 12. So we're looking for cosine of x. Based upon this Pythagorean identity, I'm just going to plug in sine theta with negative radical 2 over 5. So this value squared. And then plus cosine, I'm going to put in x squared equals 1. Then we get to realize that 2 over 25 is what's being squared. And then we get to have this one. When you subtract 2 over 25 from both sides, x squared is equal to what? 23 over 25. Then we know that x must be equal to plus or minus radical 23 over 5. Then what's possible is either positive or negative would have been possible in this case. So choice 2 would have been our answer. All right, number 13. Now, this question was based upon the decades. The fact that when you look at the relationship between decades and years, whatever decade is, if I have 1 decade, that actually means 10 years. So in fact, y is in fact equal to 10d. So if you were to solve for d, then d is equal to y over 10. In other words, whatever year it is, if you divide it by 10, then we talk about the number of decades that the number of years representing. So what we can do is we know that the function was 0.75d. In place of d, we can put down y over 10 because they're the same values. Now, then when you focus on the 0.75 over 0.75 to the 1 over 10th power, if you were to put that into your calculator, then we get 0.9716 to the y power. So we get choice 3 as our answer. Now, number 15. Now, here we have these two functions here. B for Bar Harbor, Maine, and then P for Phoenix, Arizona. Now, average monthly temperature variation is more in Bar Harbor because, yes, because amplitude is bigger for the Bar Harbor than Phoenix. Midline, Bar Harbor is lower because midline is right over here, 55 versus 86. So second one is true as well. Maximum average for the Bar Harbor is 79. How do you get the maximum average? Because 55 plus 23.9 would have been about 79. But on the other hand, when you look at 4, minimum average monthly temperature for Phoenix is not 20. Because in fact, what we have to do is from 86.729, we need to subtract 20 or so, which is amplitude. Then we're going to get about 66 would have been the minimum temperature. Alrighty. Number 18. Now in this case, when you look at the function, they say current population is 110 million. But in fact, 110 million that you see is based upon 2010. So therefore, 110 million is based upon 2010, not the current population. So therefore, first choice is not correct. Second choice, the population increases continuously. That means we can use what? E as our formula. A equals P times e to the RT power. So some people call it A equals PERT. Same idea here. So therefore, second one is true. So then, second one only. Choice 2 becomes our answer. All right, next problem, number 22. So Mallory wants to buy a new window air. So here we have, it will be operating 3 months, and then annual operating cost is $108.78. Now, given that will be the initial cost, so how many times we will be using, we have to include the initial cost. And the 108 is based upon number of years, so we're going to multiply that by n, which is the number of years, for us to find the total cost. But don't forget, what is that? What is this question asking? Cost per year, not the total cost, but we are looking at cost per year. So that means we need at the end, even the choice 1 looks like our answer because it talks about the initial value plus 108 times the number of years that we have used operating cost. But since it's per year, we have to divide that by n. So choice 3 becomes the answer. All right, that's it. I'll see you later. Bye.